What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be discussing the main two encounters with women I've had that turned me red pill and basically killed the beta in me. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So I've discussed this situation a little bit. Actually, I've discussed both a little bit in my past videos, but I'll go over them more in a little bit of detail instead of just skimming over them. But the first one would be my first actual girl I put time into that I would call my girlfriend. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna call her crazy ass Tara and not her real name. But yeah, anyways, so it was a couple years ago now, almost 2 years. Anyways, it was a while ago, and at this point in my life, I just really wanted a girlfriend, and I wasn't necessarily picky in the least sense. Looking back on it, even as a beta cuck, I really could have done a hell of a lot better than this one. Like, I could have done a whole lot better, but that's really besides the point. I would never date her now. She would never even get a text back now. But back then, I was somehow head over heels in love with this girl, and that led to my beta traits coming out. It started early. It really did. I let her walk all over me, which you should never do as a man. You should never let a girl walk all over you. I would do whatever she wanted. I would listen to what she said. To an extent, it's not like I was completely hopeless and on a leash being walked around like a dog, but like, I wasn't proud of how I interacted with her, to say the least. It was bad. It was bad to where there was a point where her mom said that she wouldn't be surprised to see my balls in her purse. And that's kind of when I realized, like, damn, I'm kind of weak with this shit. Like, I really shouldn't be letting this happen, but I did. And over the course of the relationship, that proved to be an issue for me, and it really just set the tone for the whole relationship to go to shit, and not in all the wrong ways for me, to say the least. And one thing that I did that y'all should never do is pedestalizing a woman you're in a relationship or a situationship, friends with benefits, anything like that. You should never pedestalize the woman. And the main reason being, when you pedestalize a woman, you are putting her over you mentally, and that's just something you should never do. And yeah, I definitely thought in my mind that I was less than her, and especially with the way I let her walk all over me, it almost was true in a way. Even though it should be the other way around, it wasn't like that. I definitely let that part slip. And the biggest section out of this whole encounter with Tara here, and definitely 100% the downfall of both me in this relationship and the relationship in general, was me allowing stuff I shouldn't have and doing it repeatedly. This is an area I fucked up in so much. And when you do, okay, I'm gonna start with this. So when you let a woman do something that both of you know she's not supposed to, and you let it happen, you show that you don't have any self-respect. You show that you don't have any self-respect. She won't respect you. You're giving her no reason to respect you. And you can bet your ass she's gonna do it again. Like, and it proved itself in my relationship. She did it countless times. Okay, so to give you an example, so 4 months into our relationship, she was going through Twitter, and I saw that on the top of her DMs was this one ex who she told me repeatedly that she had blocked and was no longer in contact with. And I thought this was weird, so I brought it up to her, and she lied straight to her teeth about it. She acted like it was from a long time ago, but at the time it was a week before I saw that she was messaging him. And so we got in a whole fight about that, and I stayed with her. But fellas, I'm gonna tell you this: if a girl runs some steezy shit on you like that, you have to leave. You have to leave. Like, there is no, oh, we can work it out. No, because like I was saying, once you let it happen, you show you have no self-respect, and she will do it again. But that situation there was not the end of it. Just to give you a short summary of the rest of them, 2 months later, while I was at work, I worked out of town that summer, and half the time I didn't have service, but this one weekend I did. And she messaged him a whole, like, paragraphs on paragraphs on paragraphs on paragraphs, and the same dude from like 3 months prior, and who yet again she told me that she blocked, but she didn't. Well, she unblocked him just to talk to him while I was at work, and I read the messages, and she still lied through her teeth about it. She got mad. It's the classic mindset, the classic victim mindset of a woman. They get angry instead of showing regret or remorse for what they did. If anything, she was mad she got caught. But I digress. So that situation happened. I still stayed with her. And then everything was fine, peaches and cream, because I got pissed at her. And if anything, all that did was make her better at cheating. That's one thing y'all fellas should also know. If you catch a girl cheating or doing whatever, she's not going to stop. She's just gonna get better at doing it. That's all there is to it. She's just gonna get better at doing it. But this would happen repeated, like probably two more times over the course of the last 5 months of our relationship. And there came a point where I would literally was just done with her. I finally came to my senses. I'm like, this is never gonna stop. This is gonna be my reality if I choose to stay with her. So I finally picked up my balls and left. Dug my balls out of her purse and put them back where they belong, and I left her. And right after this is where situation number 2 comes. Yeah, they were back to back. Literally, the day after I broke up with her, this girl came into my life, and this situation's a little different, so I'll fill you in on that one. The day after I broke up with Tara, I was hanging with my friend group, because at this point in time, I was in college. It was the end of my first semester of college. It was in December. Yeah. So I was chilling with my friends to get my mind off the breakup. Me and Tara were together for a year. And I thought that's still my longest relationship, because I haven't gotten into one since. So anyways, so me and a group of friends were chilling in the basement of our dorms, and there was a running joke that there was a long list of girls that wanted to get with me. And I brought it up, and all my homies brought it up, and one of our friends that was a girl that was in there, we were like, so we asked her, we're like, so what's this long list of girls? She's like, I can tell you one of them that's on there, but she has a boyfriend. And we're like, well, who could that be? And in my mind, I'm like, you're the only one with a boyfriend that I can think of that's even remotely close enough to me to want me like that. And so later that night, she came up to me and told me, she's like, in case you didn't figure it out yet, I'm the one that likes you. And in my head, I'm like, you have been with your boyfriend for 3 years. Like, her at this point, her and her boyfriend were together for 3 years. She's in college, obviously, and he went to the military. And that goes to show you why with all the memes of military guys and getting cheated on, it's no bullshit. Like, girls really can't go that long with being loyal without their man being present. It's just plain and simple how it works. But yeah, so in my head I'm like, you're really gonna throw away 3 years with this guy for just for me? Not saying like for me is like, oh, why would you choose me? Like, I'm saying like, you barely know me. You barely know me. At this point in the time, I didn't really know how females' mindsets work. So I was just like confused. I'm like, you don't really know me. So why do you want me over a guy you've been with for 3 years? And eventually, like, her and I got closer. Her and her man split. Which, who knows the real reason behind that. But the thing I find funny is he knew about me too. I literally was the guy she told him not to worry about. She would go through her Snapchat memories of her being in my room with the boys and like me being shirtless and shit, and he got mad about it. He got mad about me being shirtless in my own fucking room. But anyways, she told him not to worry about me. And come to find out, after her and I got closer, she finally told me, she's like, I have been crushing on you. She's like, I've been fantasizing about you. And I'm like, while you're with your boyfriend? She's like, yeah. She's like, I was fantasizing about doing this to you and all this stuff. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, how can I commit to this one? Like, there's no way I could commit to this one. And this is where my whole reference in my past videos of how you find a woman is how you're gonna lose her. It's true. Like, how am I going to commit to a woman who is fantasizing about other men while with her boyfriend and expect her to not do the same to me? That's just not gonna, that's not how it works. Yeah, don't think you're special enough to where you're exempt from all of a female's bullshit. Like, you're not going to be exempt from it unless you're a top 1% guy. Like, top 1% of the top 1%, you're not exempt from that, because there's always a bigger fish. There's always a bigger fish. And females are always looking to monkey branch to something better. That's how it works. But this is where, I mean, I'm almost not proud of doing this, but okay, I'm just gonna, all right, so Valentine's Day 2020. At this point, her and I got close, and she would be coming over to my room every night. I'm sure you can infer why. But yeah, so I think about a little less than a week prior to Valentine's Day, she told me that her and her man, well, at this point, ex-man, had already made plans for her to come out for Valentine's Day before they split. And I'm like, okay. She's like, would you be okay with me going? And I'm like, you want to go, in my head, I'm like, you want to go see this man after all this stuff you've been doing with me? Okay. But in my head, I'm like, all right, go for it. You're not my girlfriend. I really don't care. Go ahead. Like, that's your choice. Go ahead and see him. And so, logically, you'd think she would stop coming over to see me if she's gonna go see her boyfriend in a matter of days. Well, that's not how it turned out. So, on Valentine's Day, actually, it was the day before, she came over and she spent the night again, and I shit you not, I did my thing. She left my bed at 4 in the morning to go catch her flight at 5 to go see her man over in wherever he was at. And if that doesn't tell y'all how grimy women can be, then I don't know what does. Like, I really don't know what does if that doesn't do it for you. Like, imagine if he knew. Like, shit, if that was me and if I found that out, I would have sent her straight back where she came from. These are the things that made me red pill. I feel like half of this doesn't even need explanation as to why it did. Once you experience firsthand, there's really no going back to the whole idea of flowers and rainbows and all this other shit of how society makes a relationship sound. The joining of a man and woman is no longer the same, and I don't think it ever will be. Because cheating is being made too easy. It's way too easy. There's a very strong lack of loyalty in our society, and I don't see that changing. It's not going to change. And it's just something as men we have to come to accept. This is the world we live in. This is the world we're going to be living in. So you can either complain about it or learn how to play the game too. That's all there is to it. You either become the guy she plays or be the player that not only gets his way, but at the same time doesn't get played. That's as simple as it gets. So if you made it to this point in the video, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, comment your suggestions, and I'll see you in the next video.